My name is Eleanor Duffin. I'm an Irish visual artist and I'm currently based in Brussels in Belgium. Currently I'm interested in clay, particularly interested in geophagia, which is the act of eating clay. Clay has quite a loaded historical reference in the art making process, but I'm interested more so in the spirituality or the spiritual connection that society has with clay. So the interest in geophagia came from researching an island in Greece called Lemnos. Ancient Greeks would dig clay from the island and turn them into little clay tablets, which they took for medicinal reasons. They believed that it would help fertility. In particular, women took the clay. My work is driven by an interest in matter. In the past couple of years, I've been thinking about material as a co-worker, as something that's collaborative in the process of making the work. Interwoven into the narrative, I suppose, of my research with clay, I've also been thinking about parrots, as parrots have the same desire to eat clay for medicinal reasons also, because they eat a lot of fruit and plants that are poisonous to their system, and they need the clay as part of their diet to quell this poison. The figure of the parrot, which has kind of entered the work, is also related to a colony of parrots that live in the park close to my house in Brussels. These parrots have kind of become like a talisman to me. They're also non-native birds to the city. If you ask the locals about the birds and the existence of the birds, they'll mention that the birds are pests and need to be eradicated. But if you speak to the immigrants, they're all very affectionate towards the birds, thinking about the bird as the immigrant also, and that becomes part of the narrative. So whilst at Bemis, I've been thinking about this idea of becoming animal, how the human can adopt an animal position. When I arrived here, I began to pick up a line of investigation that I had shelved a couple of years ago, which was an interest in Egyptian faience or Egyptian paste. And this is a clay body that it's somewhere between clay and glass, to try and replicate lapis lazuli. So there was trade agreements between the Middle East and Egypt, and they would see lapis and believed that it was something that was manufactured, that it couldn't possibly exist in nature because of the color of the blue. And they began the production of trying to somehow mimic or replicate this stone. And from this developed faience, Egyptian faience, which is a self-glazing clay body. When the forms are made, the clay, in the process of drying out, effloresces. So the salts that are within the clay pull to the surface of the clay and crystallize the surface. When the clay is fired, it glazes and bisque fires and glazes at the same time. Process of working also, the idea of mimicry and mimicking substances as a way of trying to come closer to understanding the physical makeup of the substance. Whilst I'm here, I've been experimenting with a number of different recipes, some of which have worked, some of which haven't. And it's been great to have the kiln ad Okada to be able to test out these different recipes.